Hi everyone, Cheryl here with a video showing you how I used Creative Inspiration paints on my flowers, and then how I used the embossing powder for my tag. And so we'll go ahead and start with the flowers first. And so basically what I did was I took a fabric flower from Mayart's ribbon trim, or ribbon or flower ribbon, and I just cut it out. And then the Tutu Pink, can you see that? This is Creative Inspirations paints. And so basically what I did, if I can get a brush, let me, hold on one second. Okay. So, there we go. Maybe that one will work. I think I used a wider one. Oh, is that it? There it is. Okay. Sorry. So I'm just using a paintbrush. And what I like to do is load the brush up and then use the lid so the paint's in the lid. Oops, if you could see that. There we go. And then I just came around in a circular motion. And hopefully you could see this. And I'm only painting the outside loops on this. And then I kind of just go back over and brush it so it's not all, you know, looking like it's thick paint. I love the color. I love that it adds the color and the shimmer to the flower. And so that's what I did. Now, if you're folding it in half like I did, you'll have some that have the white, and that's okay. You can just come back in and just go over it a tad. It looks nice with the white, but you can just do like that. And then I just glued, once I glued my flower, I glued this, hot glued it on to that. And so that's how I used the Tutu Pink. And then you'll, before you do anything with it, you'll want to set it aside to dry. And then next I used, and I'm cleaning the same brush, for my brown flower, and I don't know if you'll be able to see, I also used a little bit of glitter on there. The angel dust is what I used. But for this brown flower, I actually, once it was folded in half, whoops, you could probably see that. It's in the lid. Once it was folded in half on here, I just came in with the brown, just to give, I like the shimmer look of it. And of course, once it dries, it'll look a little different. But I just went over the edges where they're darker with this. Gives it a nice shimmer. And then on this mat, I'm using a craft mat so I can pull my ink up. But I don't know if you're going to be able to see. Oh, you can kind of see the shimmer. And so that's how I did that. And of course you'll want to let it set aside to dry, but I don't know if you're going to be able to see in this the shimmer that I get to see. And then I did use a little bit of the, actually I have some in here, so you could always take a little bit and just tap it so it kind of, oops, I don't know if you'll see that. But I didn't want a whole lot. I just wanted enough to give it a little bit of glitz. And so I just took it out of my tray that I have here and used that on here. And so there you have it. You know, you can kind of see it. And so I'll set those aside. And so that's what I did for this one here. And you can kind of see. Oh. And so that's that. Now let me wipe this up really quick. Ah. for my tag, I love using Creative Inspiration Paints embossing powders. And the way I do that is, let me move that aside. I use the Versamark, and hopefully, oh, I don't have my heat gun. And I'm using a heat gun on this one. And so what I did was I took my stamp, and right here I'm using a Victorine Original frame stamp. And that's what I did on this one here. And I love the way the frame turned out. It's so pretty. And so basically you'll just want to get some Versamark. And my pad is so old. Okay. And then just stamp that down. Usually you can kind of see, yeah, that should hopefully be enough. I need to replace that. So then what I do is I take my tray, and I did leave the sparkles in there, and I'm just pouring, this is the gold crystal. And, whoops. And there's some spots that you can tell. And so there you oh, hopefully you can see that. Okay, so now on there, and then just go ahead and heat it up. And you can kind of see it turn. I don't know if you're going to be able to see it in this video, but in person you can see it set up. You just go around it a couple times. And I love the shimmer. Look at that. It's gold and it's crystally. Like it has the glitter, the really pretty glitter in it. And so that's how I did that one. And then of course you'd stamp your sentiment and then cut that out. And so I hope you enjoyed my video today on how I did how I used Creative Inspiration paints and embossing powders for my projects. Thanks for stopping by, and we'll see you next time.